We are continuing our Shiurim on Otzrot Chaim. We are now in Shaar Atik pereck, and we are on Daf Chaf Aleph Amud Beis. In the new edition in Matuk Midvash, it Daf Shin Zayin. Okay, we're going to try to finish off the pereck. It's very complicated, but so we have these diagrams and these charts over here. So we're going to try to illustrate them, and hopefully it will be quite clear by the end of it. Okay, so let's continue. Now let's just get back into the picture a little bit. We're building the parts of Atik, as we know, and what we're doing, we're bringing in the ben and maz, which was left over. Remember, we had the bens that came out from the anaim the ak, and then we had those broke, and then you had additional bens and maz that came out in order to make the tikkun. So we're building up the parts of Ak over here, Atik, building up the Keser, the Chokhmah, Bina. We have to find out how to make the Keser, how to make the Chokhmah, and so on and so forth. So we're going to take a little bit of the Ma, it's called the Keser the Ma, and we're going to take a little bit of the Ben to make. The shaila is we have a lot of sfekas here in the goof of the Atik, and how to create these spheres in Atik. That's what it's all about, especially this pereck. So we spoke about in pereck Gimel, pereck Dalet, about the sfekas we had in the Rosh, which is the Keter Chokhmah Bina. Are we male the Chokhmah here? Are we not? Do we bring it down? All these sfekas here in the Rosh. Pereck is finally going to discuss now the final, what's called the goof of Atik. How do you make up the goof of Atik? That's the shaila over here. How do you make the goof of Atik? Are we going to be using the other bechinas as well to bring down? Are we not? So whatever sfekas we had a lot of sfekas over here, it's going to be applicable over here, obviously. Whatever totzah came out from here, it's going to rebound on the goof of Atik. Now, just to make the picture a little bit clearer, really Atik is going to be looking like this. So it's going to be forming the 10 spheres of Atik. That means we'll have Keser in the middle, Chokhmah Bina to the side, and then you have Chesed Gevur to the side, and Tiferes over here, Netzach, Hod, Yesod. In the triads, the first triad is called Chabad, and then you have Chagad, and then Nahi. That is more on the Tikkun. And again, you have the Ben contributing and the Ma contributing to make up these spheres of Atik. Okay, so we're going to start again, and we're going to start pereck. We're going to discuss 5 different suffixes. These charts will be showing you over here is about the Rosh. It's about here, it's suffix Bereisha Dezah. This is the Atik, the Keser Chokhmah Bina. Like I said, we have to refer back to these charts in order to know our new charts about the goof. So whatever sfekas we had here are going to, like I said, rebound on the goof of Atik, which I'll show you different charts for that. So let's start over here. Pereck. So we're talking about now again the Zayin Tachton, not the Reisha de Atik per se. And these are the Malachim Shemeisu, right? These are the Zayin Tachtonim. We said maybe they went up to Atik, as opposed to not going up to Atik. Maybe the Zayin Tachtonim went to different parts of maybe Abba V'Ima. Bechinas Guf of the Atik, as what we're going to be discussing now is what makes up the Guf of the Atik. Kefim Mashi Yos Sfekas Bein Reisha the Atik Yimshach Mimenu Mashi Nisha Lamata Beguf. Whatever we had Sfekas in the Atik, in the Reisha the Atik, obviously, like I said a few times, they're going to rebound, and we're going to have these same Sfekas or totzos of these Sfekas into the Guf of Atik. Kefi Mashi Ola Bechinas Chokhmah Ubina the Ben Bereisha the Atik. Al der ze yodea ma shenisha lemata beguf delay bebchinas chokhmah ubina de ben. So whatever sfekas we have over here in the chokhmah, in the keser, and the chokhmah, more in the chokhmah and the bina of ben. Is it going to go here? Is it going to go there? Is it going to come as a makif? Or remember we had the 4 different facets: the panim, the ach, and the kelim, and the all these different sfekas we spoke about last week and the 2 weeks before that. Then that's going to make a nafkamina what's going down. What I mean by going down into this area called, if you can see it, it's called the Guf of the Atik, the Zats, which is called Zat. I don't know if you can't see it.
Yeah, should be able to.
Yeah? Okay. Let's continue. Omnam b'chinas the sheva ksorim, the sheva tachtonim deben. Now we know that Atik took zayin ksorim of the zayin tachtonim. That means from Chesed ad Malchut, he took only the ksorim. Now, where did the ksorim? What did he do with the ksorim? The Kesav Chesed, Kesav Bina, all these ksorim. What did he do with them? Which part? Which sphere did he build? Omnam b'chidas the sheva ksorim, the sheva tachtonim deben. Tzorch levay ata kol asfekas and nofeles b'hem. Now we're going to discuss all the echetimtzes that can be found in the different svekas. V'hine, kefi b'china rishoina, safik rishoina, simen shesimonu aleph aleph gimel. Again, like I said, we have five, very simple, five different svekas. And we give them five different simonim. First one is aleph aleph gimel, second one is bagad, third one is babu, fourth one is badad rishon, and the fifth one is badad sheni. That's all. Those are the five svekas we have. And we spoke about the Resha Dezah, now we're going to speak about the Svekas, those same five Svekas in the Guf Dezah. So this is what, let's look over here. This is the first suffix, Aleph Aleph Gimel, Ag, the first suffix Rishon of Bechina Rishon. V'hine, Az nishol ha'oros shel ach de ksorim, de chochma, de bina, de ben, lemate b'guf de Atik. So let me see, here we go. Here I drew these blue arrows, and it says ach de oros de ach. If you can see that, can you see that over there? Yeah. So you have the or ach. That means from keser. We're talking about chokhmah over here. So the keser of the chokhmah, the bina the chokhmah, and or came out from there, which is the or the ach, and also the same thing came out of bina, except there has one extra sphere as keser chokhmah bina chesed. That all went down into the zayin tachtonim, into what's called the guf Atik. Shehem sheva tachtonis, that's the guf Atik. V'ol panim nishal ba'arba bima, and the all panim stayed over here in the same. All panim stayed in the two spheres. V'zeh mokom shehistalkutam sham, and they went up into the guf of Atik. Ki o ach the chokhma de ben. Who bechesed the Atik? Who bechesed? I'm going to show you a different chart of now the guf of the ben, the guf of the Atik. Okay, so here we go. Again, this is the ben contributing to Atik. You just look; it's a bit different. Like I said, he's working in triads. This is the kachab, the chagat, and the nahi over here. Nahim. So we have over here. This was the chokhmah that we saw in the previous diagram, and the bina. So the chokhmah went down, this is the o'ach, and it went down into chesed. And the bina went down, the o'ach went down into netzach. That's what he says over here. Let's read that again. V'zu mekom meshim stalkutam sham, ki o'ach the chokhmah the ben hu bechesed the Atik. U'misham me'ir el shlosha emtsois shehem chagad shebo. And that's what he means over here. When he went down over here, when chokhmah went down into chesed, it was meir into, see the blue arrows, into gvura, and it went into tiferet. Same thing with the bina. Bina went into netzach, and also was meir into the hod, yesod, and malchus. That's the next line. V'or chokhmah the bina the ben hu ben netzach the Atik u'misham meir el shlosha el shalosh tachtoines shehem nahi shebo. Let's continue. ואומנם דא כי אף על פי שבכלים שלהם עולו למעלה ברישא דעתי כניסקה. We know that the kelim, let's refer back to this chart quickly. We know that the kelim of Chokhmah stayed in the Resha. Remember, this is the Resha chart. And the Bina stayed over there. And we don't, and the or went down. It's a bit of a problem. We always like the or and the keli to stay together. Problem, the or is going down into the body, and the keli is staying in the rosh. So that's a bit of a problem for us. What are we going to do for that? Says the Eibishter. What are we going to do? Says the Arizal. What did the Eibishter do? והנה אלה אורות שלהם הם ממשיכים ומשליכים האורה אל הכלים למלמטה למעלה להאיר בהם. So what did he do? He reversed the process and he made a ha'ora to go back into Chokhmah and back into Bina. Right over here. You see that? Back into Chokhmah, back into Bina, went back up and to give ha'oras. Because like we said, the Yisod is, we don't want to separate the or from the kelim. והנה, שבע כסורים של שבע תחתונים is the ben. Okay, that's sorted out the Chokhmah and the Bina. What about now Chesed onwards? הם מתחלקים בשבע תחתונים is the Atik. They go down, and as you see, Chesed goes into Chesed, and Gvura into Gvura, Netzal, Netzal, and they all go into the respective spheres to make Atik. הראשון בחסד שבו, השני בגבורה שבו, וכן כולם עד שביעי שהוא במלכות שבו. ולא נחלקו על סדר חילוק חוכמה ובינה, the ben, because look what happened to Chokhmah. Chokhmah went over here, and the chiluk was, are you watching? The Chokhmah went over here and went into the Gevura, and also into the Tiferet. Mashkan over here, they went into individual spheres. Now, the liyot, that the Havamina is liyot sholosh rishonin shebehem ima Chokhmah the ben the chesed atik. That means the Chokhmah, sorry, the first three should go into chesed. I drew a picture over here actually of the Havamina. This is the Havamina of what he's talking about over here. See over here, I wrote a little diagram where he was saying it's Havamina. Now, meaning what? That we would have thought that in the same way that this all is coming out in the three different, it's coming to Chesed, Gvur, Tiferet, then maybe that should also be the case over here. That Chesed should go to Chesed, Gvur should go to Chesed, Tiferet should go to Chesed, and then they should be made backwards as well. And these four over here, which is Netzach, Hod, Yesod, the Malchut should also go up to the Netzach, and they should be respectively just stay within themselves. Now we don't say that. But Tamu, with Tam we don't say that. Lefisha Oris, which is the Kitzche Chokhmah Bina, the Ben. Why did it happen by the Chokhmah and the Bina? That's the way it happened. Because Hem Meir Lemala Mekelim Shalahem Sho'olu Beresha Da'atik. Because they had what's called this Ha'ora Lemala. Ve'im Elu Sheva Kesorim Yiyu Gamkem Mitchalikim Al Dea Chokhmah Bina the Ben the Kiniska Yali Gamkem Ha'or Shalahem Lemala Viyu Chasere Chasre Ora Lemata Bimkoma Velachem Nifredu Al Derer Niska. Because Lu Yutzu, this would be the case, and they would be following suit. They would be following exactly what the Or of Chokhmah is doing, and it's going back up, then they would also go back up. Therefore, the Zayin Tachtonim over here would be missing all. So that's why they are not following the same way of being Meir and creating the Zayin Tachtonim of Atik. With that, let's continue. כי שבעת קצורים אלו, כל אחד מאיר לחבר הקטן ממנו בדרך קווים. So let's go back over here. So what's happening now? Now, very good. So we're going back to the real pshat, is that each sphere is being made into its respective, and creating actually the spheres of Atik. Now after that is happening is that, look at that, Kesed Gvur is going to Gvur, and it's being made, their kavim, meaning it's going down. Their kavim. All the kavim now are taking form, which is the sign of Tikkun. Ketzad, Chesed Meir Netzach, Chesed Meir Netzach, Gvur is Meir on Hod, V'chen Adelzev on all of them. Okay? That is so far the first suffix. Let's go and move on to the second suffix. Now, the second suffix, as we know, we're going to start again with discussing the Resha of Atik in the second suffix, and then we're going to move on to the Guf of Atik and see how that applies. Here is the second suffix. The second suffix is Bagad. Bagad represents two makifim, which is this and that, and three or makifim or penimisar, which is 1, 2, and 3, and then Dalet represents the Dalekanim, as we spoke about last time, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And he says as follows: V'kifi safek hasheni b'siman bagad v'hinim az olu ha'orot shel ach de ben de chokhmah de bina shebo. Where did it go? It went lemala b'reisha datik. Where is that? Let's see. Here it is. That's what he's referring to. He's referring to the or ach of Kesed, and also the or ach of Bina, Kesed de Bina. They went and they became penimias. Penimi too became the or penimi of Chokhmah Bina Vati. ועל זה, ועם כל זה, הם מאירים למעלה, מלמעלה למטה דרכם בגוף הדעתיק. So from here, they go all the way down. You see these arrows are portraying, trying to anyway, they all go down now into the guf of Atik, over here, into the guf Atik. Now, let's continue. Now let's go to the guf of Atik now. The guf Atik. Here we go. And what do we see over here? Now, is it? Yeah, good. Yeah, okay.
Too close, huh?
Okay, fine. So now let's talk about the guf Atik. Now the guf Atik is speaking about what? Vehine sheva ksorim shel sheva tachtonim. These are zayin ksorim from Chesed onwards. Hem mitchalakim b'sheva tachtonis. Hem mitchalakim b'sheva tachtonis. The Atik al der Keniska, right? And they are even in this suffix over here, suffix base, they're also going in the respective spheres. See the red arrows. They also meir, also der kavim, as you see the red dotted lines are der kavim. Veze mala lemala b'siman alav alav gimel. Vehine lemala b'siman alav alav gimel. That's the first suffix. Be'alnu ha'oires de chochma bina de ben hayu lemata. We spoke about that the oars went down in the first suffix. And they went back up as we showed. And then they had a koach to be meir on the zayin ksorim. Latet lahem koach sheyeir hem ze beze der kaven keniska. Omnam liot shekavanotam leir lemala. לכן לא היה בהם כוח לקבץ את הזין כסורים במקומם שלהם בחסד הנצח כנזכר לאל. Because we saw the previous suffix, referring back to this suffix over here. One second, let's turn the page over. In this particular suffix over here, is that we saw the oils went down from the guf of Atik, and they went back all the way up to be Meir. And therefore, they didn't have this possibility to be mekabetz. This is what mekabetz means: to bring the zayin tachtonins to chesed, 3 top ones to chesed, and the 4 bottom ones to thing, because they were going up. Therefore, that didn't give them a koach to be matik, to mekabetz them. V'kam b'siman bagad, which is our suffix number 2, asher orod lemala asher. וכן בסימן בגד אשר האורות למעלה לא לכן אין בהם כוח לקבץ לשבע כסורים בחסד נצח לבד כנזכר לאל. ואומנם, even though they don't have, the shayla is why don't they have? The only reason why the previous suffix couldn't be kabetz them because they went up, but this doesn't go up. All these arrows should be focused. These first 3 spheres, which is Chesed, Gvura, and Tiferet, should be focused on Chesed, and these 4 should be focused on Netzach. Why is not that case? Why is that not the case? So he says, "V'omnam lefi she'orot anizkorim afal pi she'omdim lemala im kol ze mashlichim ha'arotzam lemata lachem hem me'irim b'shev ksarim." ונותנים בהם כוח שיהיה בתוך זה der kaven keniska. Nevertheless, since the oils are coming down, therefore they have a koach to be mashlich them and give them koach to be mayor on each and every single sphere. Now, ubechina. Well, let's move on to the next bechina. So far we discussed 2 sfekas in the first bechina. Now we're going to discuss bechina base. And bechina base means basically that we're going to have a makif of ben coming out. And that's the whole difference between bechina rishona and bechina shniya, as we'll see over here. So there will be an extra makif here that we didn't see before.
You're up to the bechina base.
That's right. Sorry, I skipped the page. Right. Now, Bechina base, we're going to show over here before we show the goof. Now, Bechina Shnia here, Hasafik, Kifi, Hasafik Arishon Sisimanu Babu. Base, Vav, why it's called base, Vav again, 2 Makifim, 2 or Panimi, and Vav Kelim. Hine, as a Orot shell of the Ksorim of Chochma Bina, the Ben, Nishoro lemata beguf the Atik bechinas panim u bechinas ach. Here we go. We have over here, we have in the case of Babu, we have Nishoro lemata, lemata beguf, here we go. This is lemata. We have over here that the or of ach u panim, of all these bechinas, Kesef Chochma Bina of Chochma, and also the exact same thing, the ach u panim, of Keser and Chochma Bina, v'Chesed the Bina, all going down into the Guf the Ak. U'michalikim al derech haniska le'eren goes the exact same way. Chochma b'Chesed, the Atik, and Bina the Netzach the Atik. Let me show you a picture of that. Here you go. It's a very similar picture. That Chochma will come down and go into the Chesed, and the Bina will go down into the Chesed. Netzach, sorry. Correct. Now, Ve'ata, Einu tzrichim laheir milemata lemala. Now, we saw in the first suffix, we saw that it went back up. There was all choizer, a meir, back onto its kalim. Because we don't want to separate the kalim from the all. So what's going to be in this case? Why is there no need to be meir lemala lemala? מלמטה למעלה, בכלים שלהם, אשר עולו ברשת דעתיק, why? לפי שקבע יש למעלה שני אורס פנימיים. Because over here the difference is, you have all panimi and all panimi on many sides. So therefore, since you have enough all, you don't need this all of Chochma to go back up, and the all of Bina to go back up to Bina. That you don't need. מספיק להם בכיוון שכן הוא, יש להם אור גדולה וכוח גדול להעיר בשבע כסורים ולקבסם 3 ראשונס בחסד העתיק. Now look at the way that happens. Since these are so strong, they, instead of the chesed going to chesed, gvur going to gvura, and each one going to the respective sphere, they schlep along the first 3 spheres into chesed. And Bina is so strong, its influence, it schleps along these 4 spheres into Netzach. וארבע אחרס בנצר דעתיק והם מאיר על דרך חוכמה בינה בעצמם אשר שם והוא כי שלושה בחסד מאיר בשלוש אמצעיס וארבע שבנצר מאיר בארבע תחתון. So the way it goes is that in the same way חוכמה comes along is מאיר. Look at the blue dotted line will be מאיר to גבורה and be מאיר to tiveret. Also, all these spheres as well will be made in the same way. Same thing over here. They're not their kavim, but their spheres. A big difference the way they come along. Now, next suffix. Suffix Hasheni. Suffix Hasheni, v'simona bedad. Here it goes. We saw this chart last week. Let's go through it again. What happened over here in Badad? So you had 2 makifim. You had Dalit Penimim, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you had Dalit Kelim, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Down here, the green stars. So this is what we call Badad Rishon, because we're going to see in a minute there's a Badad Sheni. So in this Badad HaRishon, as Otzrot shel HaKesesh Kische Chochma Ubina Deben, De Panim Olu Berosha De Atik. Now what does that mean? Let's see that inside. So we saw here the Panim, the Keser, the Chochma, they stayed here in the Chochma sphere. Same thing with Bina. They also had all Panim. The Keser, the Bina, they also stayed as made as all Panim. Va'orot shelahem achorai. Now what happened with the achoraim of theirs? They matter beguf the Atik. Here's the achoraim all of this Keser. See this over here? The Keser is going down. Also here, this is going down into the goof, down into the Zayin Tachtonim of Atik. Or Chochma b'Chesed. And what's going to happen? This or Chochma, this one over here, is going to go into Chesed, and this is going to go or Bina b'Netzach, derech and Niskal El. So let's see that inside. Let's go to the goof of Atik. I've also included the Reish Atik, but I'm not being miachas there. So here's the O that we just saw over there. It's going into Chesed, and this is the old Bina. It's going into Netzach. Now, what happened after that? V'az o panim she'olu b'rosh Atik, hine hu mispashe der kavim ad lemata. Also, you had. Let's go back to this chart for a minute. And what did you see over here? You had the O panimi. What interestingly happened over in this particular case is that the Or Panimi went down now. And this Or Panimi also went down into the goof of Atik. Here's Chochma, Bina, and these are the Zayin. They went down, and this is what it looks like when it went down. Here they come. Here's the Or Chochma coming down, that's the Or Panimi, and here Or Bina coming down. And because of that, also the Or Kesed came down. This is interesting. And it came out with full strength all the way down into Chesed, including, besides the fact that there's or ach coming down, and also it's coming down, all the kavim. Therefore, everything was influenced to be their kavim. So let's read that again. As or ponim she'olu b'rosh da'atik, hine hu mispashe der kavim ad lemata ba'ofen ze ketza. Chochma mispash b'der kav yamin umil der kav yamin der kav b'chin mispashus as mamish. That's over here. That's chochma coming down, and then. Ve'eno ha'ara be'alma mimkoima. It's not stam ha'ara like we saw before in Belvad. Val de'ezeh mispashet bina becomes small. Here's the bina kav small, right down here. The kesed the sag, also the kesed the sag, which the sag we know is a ben. Uma mispashet der kavim be'emson. That's also schlepped down an O over here. Okay, now we're going to find three minor sfekas within this Badad Rishon, and it's as follows. Now, the kifize nitzou shlosha sfekas b'shevat ksorim. Now that we're going to find three different sfekas in the zayin ksorim. Now, Shaar is how did these come out now? See, I put red lines, red arrows already, but let's go for the suffix over here. Ha'ichatu. The first suffix in these zayin ksorim are what? Nema. She'om the kol echad mecham bimkom b'shevat tachton Atik. Like I tell you, this is one way, possibly, that all of the Ksoim came out into the respective spheres. Oh, maybe there's a different way they came out. Oh, im omdim shlosha rishonos bechesed Atik, v'arba achroins benetzach Atik. Maybe the first three went into Chesed, and the last four went into Atik. Adeh she'omdim kach orot shel achraim dechochma bina. Let me show you a picture. In the same way, the O of Chochma went down to Chesed and the O of Bina went down into Netzach, maybe that was the case over here as well. And this is the way it would look as well. So, Chesed, instead of going to Chesed, instead of going to Chesed would go always into Chesed. And Gvur, instead of going to Gvur, it goes into Chesed. Tifer would now go to Chesed. Netzach goes into Netzach, Hod would go into Netzach, Yisod goes into Netzach, and this is a possible way that the Zayin Ksorim maybe came out. And there's a third possible way. Or im ne'emar shekivan mispashot or b'penim shalem mamish melemata kinizkim kem enu tzarichim litchaber im achorayim. Maybe because since he had such a shefa coming down over here, the or panim, which we haven't seen beforehand, maybe because of that, therefore they did not need to be kabbalis over here into chesed and into netzah. Let me show you a picture of that. That was actually the same picture that we saw in the first topic that he's mentioned over here. And therefore the picture would be exactly the same, that each one would go in the individual. Now, let me first explain what is the difference between Safek Rishon and Safek Sheni, which we're not going to go into right now. So basically there's really two Sfekas. Did the Zayin Ksorim go into the individual Sfekas, or did the first three go into Chesed and last four go into Netzah? Let's continue. Now there's two minor sfekas again, legabi spashtus of the Ksorim. Now how did they come down after that? Now, v'gam yesh sofek v'kivan she'or panim elyonim mispashet ad lemata der kavim. Now we know that the or panim is the elyon mispashet ad lemata. That's over here. This is the or panim coming down. That's the or panim. Now what happens? In Cain, gam hem im der kavim. Maybe the pshat is that they come down, and also see the blue dotted lines. Maybe that's one possible way. Or im nema אם שהם מאירים זה לזה שלא דרך קווים, maybe it's not דרך קווים, אלא כל אחד לפי שעומד במיטה, שעומד למטה ממנו, ודבורים הם בספק. Let me show you a picture of that as well. Maybe it's not their cap, maybe they don't go straight down, but rather the spashtus of the ore which is coming down from the mala will take a zigzag approach, meaning instead of going down it would go from here to here, from here to here. Well, actually this is not correct. Here to here, that should actually be over here, going down over here. So it goes from Chesed to Gvul Tiferet, Netzach Hod Yisod. So it's not going Der Kavim anymore. Rather it's going, this is not correct. Rather it's going down via all the spheres, one lower than the other. Okay? Now let's discuss the last and final suffix in this pereck. Again, keep your eyes on the charts. That's the only way really to understand this correctly. Now, this is going to be the final suffix, which was called Bedad Sheni. Okay? Bedad Sheni, as was, sorry, V'chein. V'kifi ha-suffix ha-shlishi, Simone gam ken Bedad, which is Bedad Sheni. Asher az be'orot shel ha'ach, de chokhma bina olu lemala be'atik barosh. So what over here, let's demonstrate that. So what over here happened is that the or of the ach stayed in the rosh. The chokhmah, the keser of the chokhmah of the or stayed in the rosh, and also the bina stayed in the rosh, which is rosh is bina and chokhmah and bina. Acha ora the panim heim limata be'aba v'ima kiniska. Now all panim, which I'm not showing here, it stayed in its respective sphere. Omnam abemir, that means a different path which is lower. Omnam oro da'ach afa pisha olu lemala. Now here's the oro da'ach again. Now even though they stay in the rosh, mikol makom im kol ze mimkomam hem meir lemata b'sheva tachtoine shelo kedei kavim al derech nizkal el. Nevertheless, we're going to see they're going to go and they're going to mispashet themselves from the rosh all the way down into the goof. All the way down into the goof. Let me show you a picture of that. So here they are again, Chochmah and Bina, at a different vantage point. But here they go, they're going to see them now coming down, and they're coming down from the rosh, which here, this is the rosh. They're coming down Chochmah into coming down Kavim, Chochmah into Chesed, and Bina will be going into Gvurim. הם מאיר למטה בשבע התחתון שלא כדרך הקווים, על דרך נזכר לאל. אלו חוכמה מאיר במקום שלושה אמצעיס, ובינה מאיר במקומה בארבע אחרונס. That means this will go down and מאיר, see the dotted lines on Chesed and on Tiferes and on Gvur. And Bina will be מאיר on the rest, on the Netzach, on the hold in Yesod and Malchut, as you see. Shelo keder kavim, that each one is taking a side. He's taking the first top three, Chochmah, and Bina is taking the last four. Hine ata yesh shnei hefsedas. We have two losses over here because of that. Because of the force of the strength of the shefa coming down, and it's because of that it's not going der kavim. Ha'oretz atzmam lemata. Means the atzmius of the ore we don't find. Einam lemata. I mean, as the Rav said before, it's only a ha'ora. It's meir, but the strength, the actual strength of the force of Chochmah Bina is not there. Oh, another half say here, Ava pishnei shehem lemala, even though lemala, einam meirim der kavim, and second of all is that they're not being meir kavim. Im kein ein ha'ora v'koach godol el hasheva ksorim, and therefore they don't have a koach to meir properly on the Zayin Ksorim. Balachin, eino mekabetzim al der nizka b'chesed v'netzach, chesed netzach da'atik. Therefore, when these are coming out to the red arrows, they're not going to mekabetz itself in the chesed and in the netzach, as we saw earlier on, because there's no hashpah per se strong enough to mekabetz them there. Od she'einam me'irim der kavim. And as well, they're also not going to be meir kavim. That means chesed is going to be meir on gvura and tiferet. And tiferet will be meir on its various spheres. Actually, it's a mistake. It should be going tiferet. So netzach, hod. Yeah, that's also a mistake. Okay. Rak ze agabe ze keniska v'zocho bechinas ha'ora der kavim ma'inyono. Because we know any time we hear that it's mashpia der kavim, we know that's an amazing tikkun, because then they're all working in unison. Like we found le'el b'pirusha b'bechinas shniya b'safek sheni, which was the case of badat. Badat rishon was a case was made der kavim, and that was complete tikkun. Now, says Rav Chaim Vital, we finished with the Sveikas, Baruch Hashem. Now we have a disclaimer from Rav Chaim Vital. He's going to explain to us a little bit what's going on here. I just explained to you everything that I personally heard. Really, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Sveikas over here. Even I don't know. The Arizal didn't tell me about them. But we know there's Ein Kates. In the same way we have Sveikas in Atik, you have to know Yiplu gam ken kefi elu b'shar seder atzilos, in all the parts of him, everywhere you're going to find Sveikas. V'hamoshel b'zeh Abba v'Ima, the two parts of which is underneath Arich, so the Atik, Arich, Abba v'Ima, they also have their Sveikas. Lokrim, we know the Lokrim upon him, the Chochma bina de ben, or is it true or lo? So we're mesupik about their parts of him. Says Rav Chaim Vital, we come up from everything we've seen for the past few weeks in all these Sveikas. Zehu, ki lesibas kol elu Sveikas nika Atik yomin reisha delo it yoda. That's what it should stay in the Zohar, Loshon Yom. It's a reisha delo it yoda. Anything dealing with Atik is called reisha, because he's the crown of all the partsufim. And it's called the Reisha Dolo Yoda because we don't know anything. Ki ein noda habechinas sheyeshbo. We have no clue what's going on there. Well, we have some idea, but we have a lot of Sveikas that you've seen for the past few weeks. And he's proving it. That it wasn't only the Arizal had these Sveikas, even the Nevi'im had Sveikas. And he's proving from Yeshaya. V'hine, Yeshaya Novi Alav Hashem Nistapi Gam Hu B'Sveikas Eilu. Yeshaya was also mesupik about the Atik. V'aleim Remez Be'omro in Yeshaya Nun Ches Posuk Yud Aleph, and Yeshaya said Ve'ashbiya B'Tzach Tzechois Nafshecha. Now, why did he say Tzach Tzechois Nafshecha? And he expels out the Drosh here. V'dorshu b'Zohar Parshas Pekudei Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is Dorish the pasuk over here in Yeshaya Tzach Chad Tzach Chois Tchei. There's two Tzach Tzechois. Biu ki haya dava hazeh safik elav. Yeshaya also had the suffix by Atik. Im yesh be'Atik Chad Tzach or Tchei Tzachos. Kenoda ki Tzach Tzachos hu Atik Yomim. Tzach Tzachos refers to Atik Yomim. We didn't know whether it was one or two. There was a suffix, v'zochel zeh. He explains a bit more. Yesh bo suffix in loker tzach echad, or shnei tzach. We don't know if Atik took one tzach or two tzachos. And he's going to explain. V'ine ki kavar bi'anu she'atik yomim hu mukra mishnei b'chinas ma'u ben. We know that Atik is only ach v'rak a joining of the b'china of ma'u ben. Shehem b'gematria tzach. You know the ma'u ben, the gematria tzach. Ima koilu. V'haya efshel loma she'ein b'reisha da'atik rak ketzer the ben v'ketzer the ma. Efshel, maybe the Atik is only ketzer and ketzer the ma, which is one tzach. V'hem tzach icha. O im nema shegam kein olim chochma bina de ben. Not only ketzer is up there, but also chochma de ben. Hem mitchabrim chochma de ben de ma. Harit tzach acher. And this is a tzach icha, means another one. Vehem shnei tzachos. Therefore, there's two tzachos. So you see, the Yeshaya was taka mesupik. That's why he said tzach tzechoich. Didn't know whether it's one tzach or two tzach. Whether Kesef was the only one in the Rosh of the Atik, or also there was Chochma Bina. Ubeinyan erch arch ampin ve'abba ve'ima. We're going to see. We're going to discuss it in the next Sha'arim. It's Hashem Yibai inyan Atik yomim yoyse. Ad kan Sveikas, and that's it for pereck Hey Shaar Atik. We finished all the sveikas. Hashem Avada, there's more. And if you see any difficulties here because we didn't get enough information from the Malchon, unfortunately, to get the 100% picture, but Baruch Hashem, we have a good idea what's going on, and that's going to help us for the next Pakim with Hashem. Okay. Shkor.